Welcome back to Haircuts, everyone. Today we have a special surprise for you. You're probably wondering, why is he wearing a G-Unit hat? Is it 2002? Well, it might as well be. And why is it possibly 2002? Because back in 2002, there used to be this enormous lifted blue Toyota 4x4 pickup truck on boggers, and it was like the craziest thing around in town. And it disappeared for many, many years, and we always wondered what happened to it. And what has happened to it? Well, take a look. So what is this? This is a 1989 Toyota SR5 4x4 pickup truck. It looks green, but it actually blue. And this side, it's been sitting for many, many years. The lady said it's been sitting for at least 4 or 5 years at the current property that they had. All this green is moss because this side was on the north side. In the back you see that there's a bench seat in there. Those are some crazy ass wheels. It's got 18 by 39 and a half on 15-inch wide wheels. These things like absolutely huge. The frame is completely solid, like there's no rust anywhere on this thing. The body panels, all of them, everywhere on a Toyota truck that normally rusts, like all of this, all of that on these trucks, this is always rusted, or you have some surface rust, or it's been replaced. This is all solid. We were blown away that this truck was still, even as dirty as it looks, that the frame and the body was in such good shape. Inside the floorboards are fine, like there's no rust in them, like there wasn't even any water inside this truck. The box is also fine. You can't really tell because there's so much shit in here right now, but trust me, it's in actually really good shape. It doesn't look like it because it's filthy as hell, but this truck, it's gonna clean up real good. And just to give you an idea of how tall this thing is, right here, when you open this door, this ledge right here, that's about 4 feet tall. It's like probably one of the biggest Toyota trucks that I've ever seen. But this thing is like, I can't explain how happy I am that we ended up finding this thing, because we were actually talking about this recently, like a few months ago, wondering what happened to that truck. It popped up for sale. We went to go check it out. The lady said, this is the story on this thing. The lady goes that her husband is an incompetent idiot, and that he went to take the bench seat out of this truck to replace it with 2 bucket seats, and the dash had a crack in it, so he wanted to replace the dashboard to put one that didn't have a crack in it. Fair enough. So she said he took all the stuff out, and then it was some time passed and he forgot how to put it back together, and that's why it's been sitting like this. And they've owned this thing for like 15-16 years. So it could be the story checks out, or I could be the incompetent idiot that ended up buying this lady's BS story and bought this truck that may or may not be running. So there's no steering wheel in it. So there's a steering wheel, it's not connected, so we couldn't start it. But we looked underneath, it's got the 22R in it. There's no leaks under the engine. The transmission, everything seems good. And yeah, or everything leaked out many years ago. But underneath here, it's like really, as you can see, it's got the solid axle swap. It's got the high steer on it. Like you can see, like the only part that has rust right there is the exhaust. Again, rust on the exhaust, some surface rust on the leaves, but like all of this, like that's all nice shape. Like look, you can even see all the way down there, like everything is such good shape for one of these things. And all of this, and you can see this side looks really damn good, and that's because this was a south side, so I guess the wind or the sun blowing against kept it clean. And once we get this thing washed up, get these wheels polished, and I think like within just a couple of hours of work, this thing is going to look like the show condition that this thing used to roam around town with before. That this thing's going to turn a lot of heads. So very excited for this project. So what we have to do on this is we need to, number one, install the steering wheel. Then after the steering wheel's in, these seats need to be bolted. that dash needs to be bolted in. As you can see, this is apparently the incompetent husband. We'll see whether I'm the incompetent husband. But yeah, so that's the dashboard. There's the steering wheel that he was going to put in it, and here's the rest of his interior pieces. There's bucket seats that he's put in, and then there's the original bench seat that was in here, and then the original interior dash pieces and steering wheel and all that crap that was in there from before. And yeah, so that's what this truck is, and I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be a crazy project. I think once this thing is roaming around, like, it's going to be really eye-catching. It's going to be one of our fun things definitely to drive around. The reason why did we buy this, we needed a pickup truck to do some work around the house, carry lumber, plywood, sheets, things like that. So of course we bought the most practical solution, something really tall, not that overly powered, and something that doesn't have a hitch to tow. It would be the perfect vehicle to use as a work truck. That's what we thought, so we went ahead and bought one of these. There you have it. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time.